What's up, y'all? Happy Wednesday to everyone. This is the Richard Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast, where we talk about baseball, basketball, football, hockey, and on occasion, talk about boxing. I did a little back in my day. You know, I wasn't great, but I got a few back there for you. Got a lot to talk about. But first of all, I hope you're having a good Wednesday. A little chilly here in the Carolinas. Hope we get up to 50. But wherever you are, I'm hoping you're enjoying it. And I hope you continue to enjoy it. God bless you. And whatever you do, stay safe. But I should say that at the end of the show. But I'm saying it now because I love you guys. Anyway, we got a lot to talk about today. A lot to talk about. A lot has gone on in the past few days. And one of the things we're going to talk about is something that just happened over the weekend. NBA All-Star Game. Should we tweak it or just trash it? What we saw over the weekend, other than the three-point shootout, which was great, and that's one thing I have to say, with the three-point shootout, you're not getting someone who's just going out there. These guys and girls, shouts out, New York Liberty, we in the building. They're out there to play basketball. They're out there to shoot. They're out there to win. But what we saw with the All-Star Game, that was an atrocity. You got million-dollar athletes, supposed to be the most gifted ever, the biggest, strongest, fastest, most athletic. You got them out there on a layup line, a team shoot around. People pay money to see this. That was atrocious. 400 points scored. No defense. Get the ball, run up there, dunk, get the ball, pull up. I can't remember who. I watched the highlights because I refused to watch that game. I stopped watching the All-Star Game years ago. I think the last one I watched was the one Kobe played in. I seen someone in the highlights pull up to shoot a three-point, big guy. I don't know who it was because I just happened to glance. Oh, the hell? You know, travel before it took the three, but still. And I'm like, go right down the court. Cat goes down there, dunk it. No one even contests. I mean, come on, y'all. And this is why people talk about the 90s and even the early 2000s when they talk basketball. And again, you got the most athletic, the biggest, the strongest, the fastest, and most talented players we've ever had. But we got this. This is what they give us, you know. And LeBron said, what could be done to improve it? No disrespect to LeBron, but you are the face of the league. And you're one of them out there doing the same thing. What could be done about the game? Trash it. Trash it. You can't put incentives. Oh, if y'all win, I'll give you $1 million. These guys are millionaires. We saw what happened this weekend. You had a winner, but you still didn't see any defense. You saw just a shoot around. You know, these guys need to play. They don't play. The slam dunk competition, it's a waste, man. Come on. That was trash. Shouts out to Mac Daddy McClung. He went out there and gave it. He gave some spectacular dunks. He deserved it. He deserved it based on effort alone. His dunks blew it away. Jaylen Brown, shout out. Big name star, went out there and balled out. You know, his dunks a little in-game like. You know, they wasn't all that, but still, big name went out there and balled out. You don't see the big names anymore. You don't see KD or Morant. But Morant's hurt right now, but still probably didn't see him. You didn't see so many names, man. I'm thinking of the 90s players because in the 90s, everybody played. Jordan, Dominique, even 5'6", 5'7", Spud Webb, Sean Kemp, even Kenny Smith, the Jet, with the bounce between the legs, behind his back, come up and dunk it. The stars played in the All-Star Game. They played in a slam dunk competition. They competed hard. They played defense. They did, and see with the rules with the All-Star Game, I mean, the slam dunk, you got 1 million chances to make one dunk. I mean, man, no. Back then, you had 3 dunks. You got to nail them. If you missed that first one, you knew you were not getting a 50 on the second one because you missed the first one. So if you did that same thing, if you try to do a 360 behind the back, big guy slam dunk, and you missed it the second time, you might have got a 47 because you missed it the first time. Now it's just like crap. But back to the All-Star Game. That was trash. Stephen A. Smith made a suggestion, and I've said it for the longest. I say with the All-Star game, make that the in-season tournament championship game. Period. Let them guys play during the season, have a cutoff, then the All-Star game, that's your in-season tournament champion. Or you can do it to where you can set like an N1 style, get the best street ballers across the world, have them sponsored, like Stephen A. said about the slam dunk competition, and you can do the same slam dunk competition. Get the best ballers against the world, have an All-Star, and let them ball out. Be like, look, the million get first prize, you get $100,000 per play. Second prize, you get maybe 50,000 or 100 or whatever, 50,000, whatever. With the slam dunk, like Stephen A. Smith said, and I know I keep alluding to him, but he made a point, and I felt the same way. Get these dunkers that are out here in high school, in college, in the street ball, and have them have a competition and get the best, put them in that competition, and have an NBA star sponsor them. Like he said, when it gets $1 million. You know, the other guys that compete, you know, get a little something, but all expense paid trip. You will get the best game, All-Star game. You will get the best dunkers. If these All-Stars don't want to go out there and play, let someone else play. That's trash. It's garbage, like the NFL Pro Bowl, trash. Get rid of it or make it to where people can actually watch it. I refuse to watch that game. And again, I haven't watched it in years because each year it gets worse and worse. It's great they went back to East versus West, but they should also go back to wearing their own jerseys. You know, come on now. Come on, Adam Silver. Fix it. It needs work, homie. Word up. Next up, we got former Houston Comets champion, All-Star, Hall of Famer, Sheryle Swoops dissing the Hawkeye sniper, as I call her. Caitlin Clark, that girl got some game, baby. You know, see that's the Steph Curry of the game. But let's not forget we had a guy named Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf who used to do that back in the 90s. But anyway, Caitlin Clark, she may not be a good defensive artist, but the girl got game. And for Sheryle Swoops to say what she said about her was mad disrespectful. And with that, I'm going to go further. And I'm going to hit a few nerves right now, but I'm going to keep it 100. And if you know me, I keep it 100. This is the problem with the WNBA. And let's take the male element out of it. Reason being, the NBA funds the WNBA. That's why it's still afloat. It has not turned a profit since it started back in the 90s. It's going because the NBA funds it. Whenever the males make a suggestion, it's another reason I said, let's take the male element out of it. Whenever a male makes a suggestion, the female said, no, we don't want it. We said lower the rim. Now, I can understand that lowering the rim because you got people who, you're so used to shooting on a 10-foot rim. The ball is already smaller. But maybe let these girls come in from high school that got game, come into the WNBA and ball out. You know, I don't know. But still, with Sheryle Swoops, what she said, she basically discredited what Caitlin did. What that girl did was monumental. And it wasn't like she just did it and the team didn't win. The team is winning. So it's not saying, oh, she's hitting 40 points a game, blah, blah, blah. But the team is 10 and 25. This team will compete for a national championship just like they did last year. Remember, this team beat Dawn Staley's South Carolina squad, who are undefeated this way. Shouts out to Dawn Staley. You got a squad there in South Carolina, girl. You do your thing. I'm pulling for you. I'm LSU now. Miss Kim is in the building. I'm LSU, you know. But Dawn Staley, shouts out. You and your brother, 2 successful athletes. Big ups. But Caitlin Clark is not like she just walked through and like, yeah. She earned her way. And for Sheryle Swoops to say what she said, disrespect. And it goes to a bigger issue. Those of you who have watched the WNBA since day one know what agenda I'm talking about. There is a divide. It's been spoken about. I'm not going to mention what that divide is because people already call me misogynist and all that and blah, 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 blah. But I'm far from that. I promote women. Especially black women. I love me some Caitlin Clark. I love her. That girl. You know, I ain't saying like that. You know, I mean, she is pretty though. get out there. But nah, girl got mad game, so I support her. But there's a divide, and it's been spoken about by quite a few players. And Sheryle Swoops, great player as she was. Kim Perot, oh man, that whole squad, they were balling out. The Houston Comets. I mean, rest in peace, that team. I wish they never fell apart because they were going on to be probably the greatest franchise ever in the WNBA. But oh man, something's happened. I think they're coming after something fell. But anyway, she's on that one side of the divide. And a lot of WNBA, see, that's the problem with the WNBA. With the NBA, it's different. They don't, that divide is like, no, let's go out there and ball out. Yes, they do social issues, but when it comes to social, that's across the board. But they have that divide. The WNBA promotes for women and girls. You got to promote for everybody. Because basketball is not a male sport, a women's sport. It's everybody's sport. The women are not even showing up at the game. So how can you blame men for it? The women don't show. No, you know what? I'm going to take it. Where are you feminists that talk about empowering women and all this? Why aren't you at the games? Why are the games half full or half empty? However you say it, half full, half empty, tomato, however you say it. Why are they? Where are you? Where are you feminists? There's men up in that crowd supporting women. Where you fit? Where's the alphabet group? Where are you? You will promote your stuff through the league, but you won't support the league. And you got players doing the same thing. You're turning people off because you're turning women off also. Think about that for a second. Oh, listen to you. No. Let's talk facts. Let's talk facts. That was a part of the demise of the WNBA. You say leave this out of sports? Okay. Sports have always had some type of social issue. Always. Always. If you don't believe me, go back to boxing. Jack Johnson or the original Jack Dempsey. They were black. They got hell. So it's always been some type of political element, you know. Look at Abdul Rauf. He didn't do anything. For the national anthem, he just prayed and he got blacklisted. He lost his whole career. So let's not talk about how it's not in there. But the problem is when you start saying, like men and women, when you start dividing men and women, okay, we know sports is based on color. Most players in the power sports, boxing, football, basketball, they're black. Okay, we already know that divide's been there, but when you start saying we're doing this, and I don't understand why with the WNBA, why are you trying to compete with the men? It's always I'm trying to turn this into political, but the problem with you women, some of you women, not all, some, you want to compete with the men. You want to be a man so badly. We're good as the men. We're better than the men. Why not be the best versions of yourself? Why not be the best versions of yourself or selves? Why are you trying to compete with it? You can't compete with the men. The men are bringing in the billions of dollars. The men are filling the stadiums, no matter how bad the team is. You know why? They've been around longer because it wasn't always that way. But they built the brand. They marketed the brand towards men, women, boys, girls, family structure. They marketed the game. They did whatever they could. Football, NFL football. You know, that's a man's sport. You know what? But they have the punt, pass, and kick competition. Guess who's in those competitions? Boys and girls. You don't see women's hockey competing against the men. Oh, we're just like the men. No, you're not. You don't see the lingerie league. I said lingerie league is nice. They don't wear the tight stuff no more, but they do. You know, that's another story. But they don't compete with the men, but they know what they got to bring the men in and the women. But they don't divide the sport among the gender line. Baseball. Women's baseball, softball may not be as big as men, but you know what? They don't divide it among the gender line. The WNBA does. So you turn off people. You turn off people like me. You know why? Because I love the women. Like college basketball, I love women's college basketball. I don't watch much WNBA games for the fact that I work, But I keep my ears to the ground when I follow it. But you know what happens? There's always these women, and you know who they are. The misandrists, the feminists. They frown upon guys like me. And I'm not saying guys upon me because of my color. I'm talking about because I'm a male. They frown like, what are you doing here? I'm supporting you. But they don't want that. They want to, we want our own. We're just as good as, no, you're not. You're not as strong as the men. You're not as fast as the men. You're not as athletic as the men. And this is not a knock at you. It's not. If I put Steph Curry, LeBron James, Giannis Antetokounmpo, I say Uncle Kukupo, I can't pronounce his name word for damn. Him, Jason Tatum, and let's just say, what's that new kid? The little skinny guy, played for San Antonio. Wemby. If I put them on the court against the best WNBA team, Las Vegas Aces, y'all ball out too. They would get slaughtered. It's just like my man from Fox said, you can find the best high school boys team and run them against the Aces. He put up Clay Travis. He put out $1 million Travis. I mean, he put $1 million bet. Like, if they win, he will donate. One of the players was yakking him out, but when he made that challenge, they shut up. You don't have to be as good as we are. Be the best versions of yourselves. That's all you have to be. I love you women. I want y'all to succeed. But stop trying to compete. We're not competing with your Claressa Shields. I'm getting off the subject. We're going to talk about Claressa Shields. You know what? We're going to talk about Claressa Shields right now before I move to this next thing. And it's another MMA woman who says she can beat Izzy. And you got like Claressa Shields, I know you're good. You are the GOAT. And that could be debatable because Layla Ali was, But I give Claressa Shields her props. Girl's balling. She's fighting. She's doing the thing. She's winning. Undisputed champion. Got the freaking belts in the Olympics. But stop saying you can beat a man and you running your mouth. You're arrogant. Cut it out. You're arrogant. Because if Thurman get in the ring with you and he busts your ass, what they're gonna say? Oh, male toxic. He's toxic masculinity. He will bust your ass, Claressa. I don't care if you don't like the guy. Thurman will bust your ass. He's knocked out 20 men. You've knocked out 2 women, and you got dropped by 1 woman. You also got dropped by a man in the spawn section. We're not going to talk about that. But you got dropped by a woman, and that woman, Gabrielle, threw down and gave you hell that whole fight. That's not Thurman. Keith Thurman's coming at you with more strength. I don't care if you're taller than him or bigger than him. That doesn't mean that. Our bone density, our muscle mass is still more than yours. Cut it out. Be the best you can be, Claressa Shields. But if you want to get in the ring, you can get him in the ring. But see, I think when they try to get those 2 in the ring, they're going to have some stipulation like, well, Keith, you can't do this if you got against the ropes. Or you can't do that. They're not going to let him go against her straight up. She's 160, he's 154. But he's a whole ass man who knocks out men. Cut it out, man. Cut it out. But Sheryle Swoops, she apologized, and me, I'm keeping it real. That apology sounded half-hearted. It's like, yeah, I'll just be like, yeah, I'm sorry for what I said. It was half-hearted. Like, no. Shouts out to the Hawkeye sniper, Caitlin Clark. Love you, do your game. And I hope at the next level, they don't try to change your game. Go up there, ball out, bring some love to the WNBA. Make that league the league it can be. You got a few others coming with you. And then after next year, you got Juju coming out from USC. You got some girls that got some ball game coming up. Support them women. And for the coaches at the next level, let these women play their game. Because if you do, this game is going to advance. Shouts out to the WNBA. Caitlin Clark, love you, girl. I need your autograph, though. You need to come on the show, too. Peace. Bronny James, let Bronny be Bronny. LeBron, I know that's your son. You're a great player, all-time great. I don't have you number one, but you are one of the greatest, period. Hands down. I'm not a hater. I'm a rival. I talk my trash, but I give that man his due. As a humanitarian, he has to be one of the greatest. Up there with Ali. That man, LeBron James is a man's man. You know, that's all I can say on a person. He's a man's man. But let your son grow. Don't put the pressure on him that LeVar Ball put on Lonzo Ball. Bronny was good in high school. He wasn't great. He wasn't even the best on his team. He's good, but he's not great. In college at USC, I wouldn't even call him an average, and this is not a knock on him. But we all know the realists, not the LeBronians. You know what the LeBronians are? The ones who think, well, no matter what LeBron does, it's great. You can't say nothing, even though he leads. He's the all-time leader in turnovers, but we're not going to talk about that. His fans are a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But let this boy be him. He's average at best in college. At best. He is not ready for the NBA. There's so many players who were real good in college who came to the NBA and sat on the bench because they just couldn't make it. I'm not going to say their names because I'm not going to diss them, because if you make it to the league, you didn't make it to the league because you were a scrub. You didn't perform because you may not have been good enough to go against those who you're going to get, because you're going against the best of the best. So I'm not going to call any NBA player a scrub. I didn't make it to the NBA. I didn't get a chance to make it as a pro boxer because I had a bad right hand. As you see, I don't have a knuckle right here. Well, you can't really see it, but I don't have a knuckle. Bad hands, a bad right hand. And I had a bad left eye, which, thank you, I got my eyes fixed finally. I can see 20/20 now. But back then, I had a bad left eye. I did what I did, but I knew I couldn't go pro because I just had too much going on. So I don't call any professional athlete a scrub. They may not be at the level, but you remember, you're going against guys who have your skills, who can roll with you. And you have to compete against them night in and night out. With Bronny is average at best. The kid needs to play college basketball or go to the G League. Stop trying to push this man on the Lakers or the Toronto Raptors or the Miami Heat. Let this kid learn the game. LeBron, you're going to destroy him. And these stupid fans out here who are gassing him up and gassing Bronny, stop it. You're going to destroy this kid. Let Bronny be Bronny. Let him enjoy college. Let him enjoy playing basketball. Let him enjoy being a kid. The problem with this generation, and I hate I see, I'm on the Casual Convo show, and we talk a lot of politics. And I don't want to bring it to the Richie Hicks because, we talk a lot, but I don't want to be political here. But the problem with this generation, the children cannot be children. Kids cannot be kids. The adults want to live their lives through the kids. So you're making the kids do things they don't ordinarily do. But see, that's what they learn. So they think it's cool. Then they get locked up. They get whatever. They want to be in rappers. And in these days, being a rapper is not something you want to brag about. Okay? Let Bronny be Bronny. Let him do his thing. If he succeeds, okay, you can still support him. But stop pushing him because he's going to be on the lines of ball. So many talented players fell apart, and he don't have the talent they had. Let this kid be Bronny James. Let him love himself. He is the son of one of the most popular athletes ever in any sport, especially in this generation. That's hard enough. But then he's reading the newspapers about how, okay, you're going to get drafted by the Lakers. That might give him a side like, oh, shoot, I ain't got to worry about playing here. I'm going to the Lakers. Get to the Lakers and implode. Oh, I'm going to Toronto. Get to Toronto and implode. Oh, I'm going to Miami. Get to Miami and implode. It's going to put it in his head. You're brainwashing him to think something a fallacy, man. Let the boy be him. Let him do his thing. Shouts out, Bronny. I'm not a big fan of your father on the court because I'm a rival. But I know I respect the game. I respect the skills. I respect the player. And I want you to succeed too. I never want someone to go to college and fail, especially fail doing what they love to do. I'm not a Dallas Cowboy fan in the least. Stephen A. Smith ain't got nothing on me. I can't stand the Cowboys. But you know what? I don't want anybody on that team to fail. I just don't want them to win the Super Bowl. But I don't want them to fail. They got families. And some of them real good guys. Dak Prescott, who I give hell all the time, real good guy. I don't want him to fail. Be honest, I liked Tony Romo. Great broadcaster. I thought he was a great player on a team that ruined him, like Bronny James, if they don't leave that boy alone. But I never wanted him to fail. Period. I had my failures. I don't want someone to fail. If you're trying hard, you're a good person. I don't want you to fail. Let Bronny be Bronny. Let him do his thing. That's all I got to say. Thank you for tuning into the Richard Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast. Please like and subscribe to the show. We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. And of course, we're on Facebook. I have been your host today. As usual, it was fun. Got a few laughs. I stuttered a little bit because I'm nervous. I don't have notes in front of me. I solo everything. I'm a DJ, hip-hop DJ. I used to be an MC. So everything is like, just roll with it. Check me out. It's been a nice Wednesday, y'all. God bless you. Enjoy the day. And go Giants. Yankees. And those Knicks and the Rangers, baby. I'm out of here, all right? Be easy.